Recent video of Jemarcus Johnson being taken into the Shelby County Jail. He's now the fourth person accused in the assassination plot.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Today we're gonna be talking about Straight Drop and The Drop. Now that's Justin Johnson and his brother Jemarcus Johnson. Now both of these cats were in court recently, and it was because of some things that took place in this Young Dolph trial. Now what's crazy about The Drop, that's Jemarcus Johnson for those of y'all who don't know, it seems like he got bond and he has a possibility to fight his case from the streets. I don't know how this worked out in his favor, but it looks like it might be one win on their side in this case. Then you have Straight Drop, aka Justin Johnson. He was back in court because of a song that he dropped while he was in jail. And it looks like they taken away some of his privileges, and his stay in jail has just got a lot harder, man. Not to mention the fact that he's got the ops trying to put hands on him. It's gonna be a crazy situation to play out in the future. But before we get to the specifics and talk about what went down in court today, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Last week, hip-hop fans were surprised to find out about a brand new suspect that was added to the Young Dolph case. Now it looks like with this grand jury indictment, there's several names that are gonna be getting arrested, and they're being strategic on who they arrest and what charges that they get. Now there's a guy by the name of Jemarcus Johnson. He also goes by the name The Drop, and he's Straight Drop's brother. Now he was arrested for a conspiracy charge, and they're saying that he was aiding everybody involved in the shooting death of Young Dolph. He was allegedly the middleman for the money to transfer through hands. So what does that tell you? Yeah, somebody put the bag on Young Dolph's head, and the grand jury has an idea of who they think is responsible. Now, the third suspect that got arrested was a guy by the name of Hernandez Govan. Now, when Hernandez Govan got arrested, he was said to be the mastermind behind this situation. It looks like Jemarcus Johnson might have actually caught a break in this case, but we'll get to that in a bit. Just to level set everybody, let's look at this news clip of when he got arrested last week.
Yes, over an hour ago, we watched Jemarcus Johnson get taken out of an unmarked SUV. Then we watched the gang unit walk him into 201 Poplar. Earlier this afternoon, Memphis police posted Johnson was wanted for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder in the killing of Young Dolph 1 year ago. Sources tell Fox 13 News Johnson surrendered a few hours later, proclaiming his innocence. Our sources also tell us Jemarcus Johnson is the half-brother of Justin Johnson, who is already in jail charged in Young Dolph's murder.
Now, as you heard in that news clip, Jemarcus Johnson is the alleged half-brother of Straight Drop, Justin Johnson. And it seems like he might have made a smart move by turning himself in. It looks like that might have worked out in his favor. And what's even wilder is this thing is moving quickly. When I say this thing, I'm talking about the case, because Jemarcus Johnson was just in court earlier today. So let's talk about what the DA brought out and the evidence against Jemarcus Johnson. Now let's check out this tweet from a Fox News reporter locally there in Memphis. And it starts off by saying this: as for his brother, Jemarcus Johnson, now known as The Drop, he made his first court appearance. His family expected to hire an attorney this afternoon. He's charged with conspiracy in the murder of Young Dolph. According to the DA, he delivered payoffs for the murder. So like I said, he was supposed to be the in-between guy that delivered the money and the payoffs for the murder. Now that's got a lot of people wondering who's at the head of this that would pay to have Young Dolph killed. And it seems like the DA's office have a good idea on who is involved in this, and they're rolling out the details slowly as they slowly roll out these indictments. Every time they serve a warrant, we find out new details about the case, and it seems like the DA is putting it out there that this was a paid hit. Prior to Jemarcus Johnson going to court today, there was a report I want to look at from yesterday that talked about him getting a possibility of getting bond, or his bond amount. So man, let's check this out real quick.
Johnson, the half-brother of Justin Johnson, old Straight Drop, he's going to make a court appearance here after turning himself into Memphis police last Friday. Now, right now, Jemarcus Johnson, he's in jail here at 201 on a $300,000 bond. What more than likely will possibly happen today is that Judge Lee Coffey may revoke that bond.
So hopefully you heard that right. So let's break a little bit of that down. Now, Jamarcus Johnson, he was able to get bond. He's the only one in this case to get bond, and his bond is set at $300,000. That means if he was involved in this hit, hopefully he saved up some of that cash, because even at 10%, he's looking at $30,000 he's got to pay just to get out of jail. Now, there's other ways of working that out, and that's between him, his family, and his attorney, but it ain't looking good for the rest of the defendants in this case. In that news report, they also said this. They said that he was the person who was helping people escape and was also the guy who was the in-between guy to get the money. So we've talked about that before. It seems like they have the plan laid out, and somehow they know all the intricate details of what led up to Young Dolph losing his life. So don't be surprised when we hear some bigger names come out of this situation, because somebody had to have the money to put the hit on Young Dolph. And what'll really blow your mind is there's rumors out there that the bag on Young Dolph's head was up to $100,000. Now, who has that kind of money to throw around? Just think about it. Not everybody has $100,000 just to eliminate somebody that they have an issue with or that they're upset about. Nobody but a couple of people in mind. Now, that money could have came from somebody who's known in the music game. I'm not gonna say who, but it sounds more and more like a possibility each day. Now, what's crazy about this situation is Straight Drop was also in court, and it seems like he might have messed up big this time. While he was in jail, he dropped a song, and he did it over a jail phone. Now, this phone call was intercepted, as most jail phone calls are, and it led to Straight Drop losing his privileges to even talk on the phone. So let's look at another tweet that talks about this situation. Now, that same Fox News reporter dropped this tweet right here where he said this: "Trouble for the Johnson boys because of old Straight Drop, aka Justin Johnson, recording a rap song over the jail phone at 201. Now, 201 is the local jail, and releasing it. His phone privileges has been straight dropped. He can only communicate with his attorneys. He's charged with the murder of Young Dolph." So it looks like still trying to strive in the rap game and trying to, gain fame off of this situation led to Straight Drop losing his privileges. Led to Straight Drop having to only be able to communicate through his attorney for the rest of his stay in jail. Now, it might not hurt immediately, but it's gonna hurt bad later on when he can't make any phone calls to his family and his loved ones, all because he wanted that rap fame. It seems like a lot of this leads back to the fact that Straight Drop was trying to strive as a rapper, and there could have been a little bit of jealousy there because Young Dolph was already established, already a Memphis legend. People were already listening to his music all over the world, and the opportunity to get another rapper out of the picture and get a bag might have been too much for him to ignore. Now, with that, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section, man. What do you think about Jamarcus Johnson getting this high bond? Do you think he'll be able to even bond out with his bond at $300,000? Or what do you think about the fact that they've gone on record now, the DA, and said, yes, this was a paid hit, and that they believe Jemarcus Johnson was one of the people handling the money in between? And eventually, we're going to get to who is really, really behind this Young Dolph hit. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I do one of these updates. And we out of here. Peace.